Hello, I'm William Broom and welcome to the panel shows Hear the Music. We are here live in the Macarthur region of New South Wales. We've got two guests on today's show. We've got musician and producer Rick Turnock, and we've also got independent singer and songwriter Ian Burns.
How you going?
Welcome to the show, both of you. I'm good, and it's so beautiful. We're on your
Thank you.
property.
You are. Thank you for coming to my home.
You have been so hospitable and welcoming. Can you tell us a bit about it, please?
Yeah, we live up on a place called Razorback, which is just outside of Camden, between Camden and Picton in New South Wales, about 90 minutes southwest of Sydney. And we were lucky enough to find this place about 5-6 years ago, and we live here with my wife and my kids and our horses who are snoozing in the background. And I think we've got one dog in shot, so we've got some dogs and cats and horses, and this is where we live and breathe, thank goodness. We come home to breathe.
It's absolutely stunning. You are so fortunate and lucky to live here. I mean, I live in the inner city, and to be able to escape to somewhere like this.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Such a contrast, so lucky.
And we feel lucky. We feel lucky every day when I come home. It's almost like, you know, you could turn off the highway and you climb up the mountains, because we live on a mountain, and we drive in and just, everything else just falls away.
All in.
Yeah, absolutely. I never take it for granted.
Rick, could you tell us about your music, please?
Yeah, sure. Look, there's two main acts that I'm involved with. One being Little Shoes, which is a band I've got with a girl called Becky Benison. So we released our first album in December of last year. Becky's the singer, and she plays keys and a bit of guitar, and I do all the production and play just about everything else in that particular band. So it's an indie folk, alt country sort of style. And then I also work with Ian, so I play bass or guitar in Ian's live band, and then also work with him, helping out a little bit with management and promotion, and yeah.
And you're originally from New Zealand?
Yes, I am.
Were you in the music industry over there?
Briefly, yeah. I worked in record stores over there. Started working in record stores in New Zealand while I was still at school. But yeah, most of my career has been here in Australia.
What brought you over to Australia?
Well, originally we moved over when I started high school, and my mother was a midwife, and she was offered a job in Walgett, of all places, and so we'd never been to Australia prior to that, so that was a bit of a shock, arriving here in the middle of summer in January 1990 and driving to Walgett. So that's what initially brought us here, and then we ended up coming back to Sydney, and I did most of my schooling here in Sydney, and then went back and went to uni in New Zealand, and then came back over, and I've been here ever since. So I've actually spent more time in Australia than I ever did in New Zealand.
It's a pretty good place to live.
It is.
Absolutely. Ian, tell us about your music.
Funny enough, I started late in life. I mean, because no, I'm at this age, I can say things like that. I used to sing a lot in my local church, and that got me into the singing part of it, and seeing how bands, you know, performed, and that whole background thing, and I did that more and more, but I never actually picked up a guitar until I was 40 years old. I'd never strummed a guitar, and then at 40, I decided to start getting some lessons, which I didn't continue with, funny enough, but it got me interested. And the thing that I really enjoyed out of all of it was the songwriting. I just loved writing the music, and so I guess long before I started playing in pub bands and cover bands, I just liked to strum an acoustic guitar and attempt to write a song, and it kind of grew from there.
Who are your musical inspirations?
Oh man, I grew up with all the Australian music, so I loved all that. I was really lucky. I grew up through the 80s, that purple patch of Australian music that everyone would know about, everything from Cold Chisel to Monday Rock, and right through with all that.
Awesome band, some of my favourites there.
Mate. But as
cultures
far as
and-
other influences, I guess main influences would definitely be the Eagles, John Fogerty from Creedence Clearwater. My dad loved Creedence.
Wow.
So my father was fantastic because he loved to tour Australia and check places out. And so we'd literally load up the Kingswood and go. And he would play something, if he had a favourite tape, because it was tapes, and that was Creedence, for instance, we would hear that tape over and over and over again. But it was fabulous. I wouldn't take back 1 second of it. I loved it, man. Yeah, just loved it.
Rick, what are your favourite kinds of venues to perform in?
I quite like some of the smaller intimate venues when you can get up nice and close to people. We were lucky enough to play up in Tamworth this year and played some really nice shows up there this year and some smaller venues up there, and it's great. I mean, look, I'll play anywhere. It doesn't bother me at all as long as I've got a guitar in my hand. I'm happy. So yeah, I'll weddings, parties, anything.
Bar mitzvahs, the whole way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ian, where do you
Yes.
like performing?
I'm a little bit like Rick. I like to perform anywhere. I guess my main experience is smaller venues. Haven't played any stadiums yet, but you know, I hope so in the future. But I really enjoy songwriters in the round. I like to talk.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I know. So I love that chance to listen to other people playing in a songwriter in the round and listen to the background to their songs and then hear their song. I love that. And I love to be able to tell people where my songs came from and why I wrote them, and then to get to play them. And Rick and I had a chance to do quite a bit of that in Tamworth, and I love that. I really enjoy it.
Now, we were talking earlier, and a lot of Australia's top singers and musicians were 10-pound bombs.
Yeah.
John Farnham, Jimmy Barnes. You were too. Can you tell us
Yeah.
what brought you to Australia and where you came from originally?
Yeah, I was born in Bristol in England, and that's something that I'm really proud of, that heritage. I'm also very proud, in comes the cat now, every animal's coming in.
Dr. Dolittle.
I'm very much Australian. We were here by the time I was 4 years old, so I actually don't remember anything about England at all. But, mate, they came here for a better life, to be honest with you.
Look at this.
Yeah, exactly. And the situation, my dad was from Devon, a little town called Bideford in Devon, sorry.
Hello.
And they just felt like their options in England were very limited, and they'd heard about this grand country called Australia. And I think, you know, for the first couple of months, it was a bit of a crash course in adapting, but they absolutely loved this country. My dad was so proud to be Australian. He just absolutely loved it, and I'm the same. I absolutely adore this country.
Me too. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
country. It's a great
Yeah.
country. Make Australia great again.
That's exactly right.
It already is great. Rick, can you tell us a bit about the passion behind your music?
Yeah, look, it's music's been something that has been a big part of my life, well, at least since the age of 9, if not earlier, when I first started playing guitar. I've always been involved in the industry in some way or another. Even when I was sort of working full-time in other industries, I still sort of kept a bit of a hand in it. It's been something that's been a constant for me ever since I was a child. So it's for me, it's a really good form of therapy in a way. You know, like, if things aren't going well, I know I can always sit down and pick up a guitar and play, and you know, everything's good again. So there's that, but it's also, you know, the thrill of playing live, and you know, almost that sort of flying by the seat of your pants feel sometimes that can be quite addictive. That adrenaline rush that you get. So yeah, there's that there. But I'm also, you know, I'm very passionate about education and music education. I used to own a musical instrument store, and we had a teaching school there that was, you know, a big part of that particular business, and so that's something I'm really passionate about as well.
You wear a lot of hats, and I'm going to look at my cheat sheet here. You are a producer, a production manager, a studio owner, a musician, a label owner, and a manager.
Yeah.
What role do you prefer the best?
I don't have a preference. I think the thing for me is that I like to have that variety, and so having all of those different hats that I can wear just means that life's never boring. It's very really quiet, but there's always something to do, and I love each of those different roles almost as much as each other. I think if I could, I'd probably spend more time in the studio producing and recording music, but doing these other things allows me to spend that time when I can.
Ian, I'll ask you the same question. What's your passion behind your music?
Oh, mate, I love songwriting, and I hate to. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Another team member.
Yes. Gate crasher.
I don't want to. I'm very similar to Rick, actually. My music's almost therapy. It's really funny. We're such a nice place to live, and it's so happy up here. But I really enjoy writing sad songs, actually.
But you're not a sad person.
No, but we all get our ups and downs, yes. So I like to write about issues. So the title track of my last album was a song about depression, and there's depression in my family,
yes,
and anxiety, and I know a lot of families do, and so I like to write about things that I'm passionate about, like that. And yeah, I like to vent in a song.
So is music a sort of form of therapy for you?
It absolutely is. Absolutely.
And do you also use it to help other people?
I like to. What's beautiful, mate, is when you write something because it's close to your heart, and then you might, I'll get a message through social media or somewhere like that, and it'll be a beautiful person just thanking you for writing a song because it has an effect on them, or their child. I love kids, and Rick and I always laugh because if you start playing somewhere, the first person that'll dance, adults are not going to dance because that's embarrassing, but if you've got a little child that goes past and likes your music, they'll just start dancing. And I've had someone who rang recently because their child that's been very unwell, and often sad because they feel sick, they just hooked onto one of my songs, and they just love one of my songs, and she thanked me for writing a song, and I was so thankful to her because they start in your lounge room or wherever you start one of these songs, and I write them because they're close to my heart, but to hear they have an effect on other people is amazing.
So for you, what is a typical songwriting process?
I'll get a song idea in a bizarre situation most of the time, either in the shower or driving in my car. I do a lot of driving, or one of the songs that I'll play for you later. I was walking one morning and got an idea for a song. And often there'll be a couple of lines or even just one line with some melody. So there's still a lot of work to go, but they'll often come in as a little combination of a little bit of melody and a few words.
Rick,
build it.
Do you write songs yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
And what's your process, and what inspires your songs?
Yeah, so my process is a little bit different. I guess mine typically starts with the music first. And then lyrics and melodies will come later. So I'll get a song idea, usually either sitting at a piano or sitting with a guitar, and something will come to me that way. Oftentimes I'm just sitting on the couch playing the guitar, and something will pop into my head, and I'll pull my phone out and record it quickly on my phone so I remember it. But I also do a lot of work with working with other people, and so for instance, my band Little Shoes, a lot of the time the lyrical content and the chord structure will come from Becky, and then I'll work up an arrangement and work up everything else around that. So yeah, it's really sort of dependent on the situation for me.
And what inspires your songs?
Look, I guess my songs tend to come from personal experience. I'm not someone who's particularly good at writing sort of character-driven songs. My songs tend to be quite personal usually. So yeah, they're usually inspired by people who I'm close to, or situations that I've been in. Yeah.
Ian, you've been nominated for awards and you've won awards.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about that.
Always surprising. I don't nominate for a lot of awards or anything like that, but just occasionally I'll think, oh, I might, you know, I feel this song might have something, and hopefully there's something in it that people like, and when one of my songs won the national songwriting competition, I was blown away, to be honest with you. I'd never ever expected it to win, and so it's just a little bit of icing on the cake. Yeah, it's definitely not why I write or anything like that, but
that is a really good song.
Thank you.
It really is.
Very catchy song then.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the icing on the cake.
Hello. Got
Sorry.
an extra guest. The Country Music Festival.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
That's just so much fun. That's in January every year in New South Wales. I'm not sure if, to everyone that's been there would know it very well, but to a lot of people that haven't, it's in a place called Tamworth. They get a massive number of artists and visitors for the week, and we get to play a lot of shows over a 10-day period. Everything from those singer-songwriter in the rounds to main stages on the main street of Tamworth, and everything in between. So everything from 10 minutes to full shows, which I love. It's often really hot.
I can imagine, yes.
Quite brutal, isn't it? But that's part of that fantastic feel. And as Rick and I love as well, and my wife Susie, who comes with us, we get to catch up with all our musical buddies because all of our friends are there playing their shows. So we get to see their shows as well. We catch up. We do breakfast. We do dinners when we get a chance, because your schedule is all over the shop. But it's fabulous, and we stay with beautiful friend up there as well. So on a farm, so we're really lucky with where we get to stay. And yeah, man, I just love it. I look forward to January every year.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Rick, have you been nominated? Have you won any awards?
No.
I'm sorry I asked the question.
No.
But you will, because you are so talented.
We'll see.
You absolutely will, I have no doubt about it. And you've got people like Ian here.
Yeah.
Great inspirations, I'm sure. I'm sure you inspire.
I'm sure that's not ever a word he's used to just...
I'm scoring an own goal here. I'm really backpedaling. Keep digging. Music is a passionate part of both of your lives. But Rick, outside music, what are your interests?
Look, I don't have a lot outside of music, to be honest. It's sort of it tends to be, at the moment, certainly it's fairly all-encompassing. But I think outside of music, I've just moved up into the Blue Mountains, and I'm loving spending time just in the bush, just going on bushwalks and doing those sorts of things. I'm also a really keen scuba diver, so
Really?
Whenever I get the chance to go diving, that's a really
Where do you go
happy place for me.
diving?
Look, there's quite a few places around Sydney. There's a place that we go to down at Kurnell quite often. You can also go. There's a place called Bear Island as well. So yeah, there's a few places. But I love diving in Bali. Actually, I've spent quite a bit of time up there diving. Yeah.
Ian.
Yes.
Well, it's almost a silly question. You've got horses, you've got dogs, you've got a cat. What are your interests?
Cats.
What's your interest? What's your interest outside music?
I have a business. I run a business where I do acupuncture and chiropractic on horses. So I work on muscular issues on horses, and that keeps me very busy.
He's a horse whisperer.
On top of I behave. So that keeps me very busy. But yeah, we ride our horses. And we're only about 30, 40 minutes from the beach here, so I love to surf.
You go surfing, don't you?
I do. And I love that whole country coast feel too. I love that. I love to be able to spend time on horses, and we get some great trail rides out of here. And you know, there's always maintenance here, so you're always fencing or doing something on the property. I love that. That's a great time out for me.
Does it take a lot of maintenance then?
It does. It does. But that maintenance to me is fantastic. I love that. I love getting out on the tractor and doing something on the place. I really enjoy that. And as I said, anything with the horses is a bonus. But yeah, if I want to go for a surf in the morning early or something like that, or you know, get out to one of the local cafes or something, we get to do that too. I love a coffee.
Beautiful.
So that's another part of my pastime.
You are in a beautiful part of the world.
Thank you.
Rick, what are your hopes for the future?
My hopes for the future. Look, I'm really looking forward to and excited about sort of the next chapter in the journey with Ian. I think, you know, we've got a lot coming up in the next year or so. His new album's just out, and that's doing really well. So we've got a bunch of shows planned and a bunch of things that we're looking at doing, and also my own band Little Shoes. We're sort of in the process of looking at booking some more shows for this year, and also starting to think about our next album. So yeah, I've got a lot going on there between those two projects.
Well, best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck. Ian, same question to you. What are your hopes for the future?
Yeah, I'm just really enjoying playing the music at the moment. And with Rick and the guys, Rick and I do a lot of things together, and then we add the other guys, Becky and Andy and Tommy, to the mix as well when we get different circumstances, because you know the music industry as it is, we often play together as a duo, other times we play as a three-piece, other times it's a four-piece, so it varies all the time. But I love playing these songs, and I'm always writing. Before I'd finished the last album, I was effectively already writing for the next album. So I really enjoy that, and seeing more of Australia. I know that sounds a bit corny, but it's actually true. I love getting around this country.
There's a lot to see. It's a huge place.
It's just massive, and you can always see more and more and more, and get to play these places, meet these fantastic people, because it's a family.
Yes.
Country music is a family, and so you meet these great people that become your friends, and you get to play these great places.
Have you got a website?
I do. Yes, ianburnsmusic.com. Thank you, Rick.
Rick, what about your website?
Yeah, littleshoes.co.
Rick Turnock, Ian Burns, thanks so much, and particularly Ian, thanks for allowing us to film in your beautiful home here outside. We've got the horses, the cats, the dogs, the hay bales.
We've got everybody,
the
haven't
grass, the stunning scenery. I've been William Broome, and you've been watching the panel shows Hear the Music. Until next time, bye-bye.
See you later.
Well, we couldn't let Rick and Ian go without them at least playing us a couple of songs. So, boys, take it away.
Thank you. Here's a song called George and Jack. Brilliant. It's the new single.
1, 2, 3.
Lying, what you call a drinking man, and the whiskey has dust on the bottle where it stands. But tonight, gonna pour myself a glass or two, as I sit here all alone, think about me and you. Tonight I need George and Jack. This time, girl, you ain't coming back. And I need my old friend to sing me a song. Ooh, nice and slow, every word I already know. Mr. Jones can sing this song like he's reading my mind. The memories all I have in times like these. Now you're not here anymore, I do just what I please. So tonight, gonna sit in the dark and think of you. Put some ice in a glass and have a drink or two. Tonight I need George and Jack. This time, girl, you ain't coming back. And I need my old friend to sing me a song. Ooh, nice and slow. Every word I already know. Mr. Jones can sing me a song like he's reading my mind. Tonight I need George and Jack. This time, girl, you ain't coming back. And I need my old friend to sing me a song. Ooh, nice and slow. Every word I already know. Mr. Jones can sing me a song like he's reading my mind. Mr. Jones can sing me a song like he's reading my mind. Mr. Jones can sing me a song. That's George and Jack. All right.
Give us another.
What do
Beautiful.
you want to do, mate? Do you want to do Best Friend is Whiskey?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I think Rick's cheating.
Cool.
We were still filming.
That's all right.
That's the outtakes.
Yeah.
The bloopers.
So I'd like to play you a song called Best Friend is Whiskey.
Go for it.
Sometimes it seems like this bottle is my only friend. Me, this glass, and my thoughts, we can pretend. But the morning light brings me no peace. Well, the memories, they never ease as they replay in my mind again and again. The trouble with thinking you're right is maybe you're wrong. And the one you thought would never leave is already gone. So bartender, pour me one more. And please don't ask me what for. The things that I said just play in my head like the words of a song. When your best friend is whiskey and you're better alone. Don't even miss me. You don't pick up the phone. Well, I know that you're hurting, 'cause I'm feeling it too. And I hope that this road that drove me away brings me home to you. Guess I should pack up my things and leave this town too. 'Cause everything that I like around here reminds me of you. They once were so close to my heart, only now they tear me apart. It's hard to explain, I'm going insane, I don't know what to do. When your best friend is whiskey, and they're better alone. Don't even miss me, you don't pick up the phone. Well, I know that you're hurting, 'cause I'm feeling it too. I hope that this road that drove me away brings me home to you. Time and again I push the bottle away. Well, I found myself pouring a glass the very next day. When your best friend is whiskey and you're better alone. Don't even miss me, you don't pick up the phone. Well, I know that you're hurting, 'cause I'm feeling it too. And I hope that this road that drove me away brings me home to you. Hope that this road that drove me away brings me home to you. I hope that this road that drove me away brings me home to you. Thank you, my friend.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Ian Burns, Rick Turnock, thanks so
Thank you.
much. On the panel shows, hear the music.